What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another live. This month is all about wealth and expansion live series. If you don't know who I am, I'm Denetra Johnson, also known as the House Dealer. I'm a Metro Detroit realtor, an investor, and I use this platform to bring real conversations and real resources to people who want to build wealth. Each week, I'm bringing on experts who are actually in the field doing the work so they could break things down in a way that really makes sense. Tonight, we are talking about building real wealth through real estate and expanding income streams. And we have Jewel Tankard joining us tonight. She's a millionaire investor, entrepreneur, and wealth builder who has built real success through real estate and multiple income streams. She's not only experienced in building wealth, but also teaching others how to think bigger. So, thank you, Joy, for joining us tonight. Can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about how you got into real estate?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much for having me, and thanks for having this platform. I think it's so important and necessary for our community, and particularly women, men too, but definitely for our community. So I got involved in real estate. Like I always knew that I wanted to be involved in real estate, but I was clueless on really how to get started, where to buy. I was really clueless, and I was hungry. I was very inquisitive, and I was filming one day and my assistant said, one of the producers, he's doing a lot in Detroit with buying flips and buying holds. And I was like, really? And
Mhm.
so I was like, okay, get his number. So I called him and I told him, I'm really involved in real estate. I really don't know what I'm doing. I've got good credit, I've capital, but I need some help. And he took me by the hand and really started schooling me on the areas where to buy, how to buy, and we was in the Wild Wild West 2017 closing without title companies and
Mhm.
all the things that you shouldn't do. And I ended up building a portfolio, and I was kind of just doing it off the seat of my pants. Didn't really have real property management in place. Did a couple flips, made some money, and even with the systems not being in place, I was making money. I was like, And so I stayed in it. Then I got in 2017, did well, but then kind of pulled out 2020, 21, just for lack of systems and structure, honestly, and support. He left Detroit, moved to Atlanta. And so my main guy that was really helping me, um, he wasn't there anymore. And I was like, okay, let me stop. And so 2022, 21, I was like, I'm about to go back in full time. I was speaking at a conference in Vegas and met Kim Kiyosaki, who I had greatly admired, read all her stuff, Rich Dad Poor Dad. And we exchanged numbers and became good friends. And she became a real mentor for me. And so now I'm doing it the right way and helping other people to do it too.
I love that. I love it. Okay, so how important is, your mindset when it comes to becoming a millionaire through real estate?
Ooh, child. You gotta have some tough skin, buddy. You gotta have some tough skin, and you gotta be clear on the vision and what it is, and not look for like this quick return because real estate is definitely like a long game. I made millions in cryptocurrency and crypto. It gets you like hooked. You get used to making that like fast money, but in real estate, it's not fast money, but it's very
Mhm.
smart money. And when you look at the wealthy Jeff Bezos and the Rockefeller family and so many very wealthy, prominent families, they had tons of real estate in their portfolio. The difference between the Rockefeller family and the Vanderbilt family is the Rockefellers invested heavily in real estate. The Vanderbilts made a lot of money, but they were partiers and their children were partiers, and so they weren't able to keep a lot of the wealth that their family built. So when you kind of study out the wealthy, you see that real estate is a big part of it. But I think understanding that it's a long goal, a long game, not having unfair expectations. I bought this house and now I'm going to be rich tomorrow, or I got two tenants and I'm going to be rich tomorrow. It's about being consistent and having mentors that are making bigger moves than you that help you to build confidence and boldness and clarity on what you're doing, because you're probably going to run into challenges for sure. But if you're clear on, why I'm in this thing and, what is the long goal and what kind of money can I eventually make, the equity I get, the leverage, and really just understand the game, of it, then, you'll do really well.
Okay. What are some habits or, discipline that you had to develop over time?
So every single day, so I'll take you guys over here. So I like working outside. And so it's the beautiful right now. And so what I do every single day, I'm going to take you over here and show you. Like every day I pull out my journal. And in my journal that I'm pulling out, I write down affirmations every single day. And I'll write down like maybe 10. So this is my work right here. This is where I've been working all day. Um, and so this is my journal. And in my journal, I might write, 100 times, 10 times, I'm brilliant, I'm a billionaire, I'm clear, I'm focused, like good stuff. I'll sit there and I'll just keep writing the same thing over and over again, drilling that into my subconscious. Some days I feel like it, some days I don't. But I don't do things based on how I feel. There's a scripture in the Bible that says the hand of the diligent shall bear rule. And so
Mhm.
anything that you continue to dominate and focus on, your life is going to move towards your most dominant thought. So I have to
Mhm.
be very intentional about, Jewel, what is your most dominant thought? And sometimes it's full of, things I don't want, frustration, anxiety. And I have to say, no, I'm not taking anxiety today. No, I'm not taking frustration today. I'm going to take faith and I'm going to take promises that God promised and put my focus there. But every day you gotta be intentional about working on your mind because you say, oh, I did that last year, I said,
Yes.
well, last month, Sunday at church. You gotta make it a daily thing.
Yes, definitely. Mindset is something that you have to focus on daily. It's a fight daily.
Yeah, yeah. But
Sure.
it's worth it. It's worth it because you wake up and you're living your dream.
Yes, for sure. Gotta get there. What does legacy mean to you when it comes to wealth building?
Well, I really want to be able to leave my children and favorite charities and church cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to be able to do the things that they've been called to do, and have everything already in place,
Mm-hmm.
so that they don't have to work hard, right? Every generation should get smarter and better. And I think most of us now know that it's not just hard work, it's being diligent, it's strategy. And so I want to leave them strategy, so that they can continue to live a life that they have always dreamed about and then help other people live the life that they've always dreamed about. So the goal is, hopefully for them, for my children and family to know that we want to impact as many as people's lives as we can. Wealth has an assignment, and that wealth is not just for the Bentley Bentayga or the G Wagon that's in my garage, is for me to help other people who never thought that they could have it know that they can have it. It is possible. It's not going to come necessarily always so easy, but
Mm-hmm.
if they stay diligent and are really focus on learning, they can have anything they dreamed about. So that's really what I want my legacy to be about.
I love it. I love it. Um, Over time, what are some mistakes that you've seen people make when it comes to building wealth or just investing? Period.
I think having unfair expectations about how fast it's supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
um, it takes, in many cases, you can hit a lick sometime, but I think it's about staying consistent. It's about staying consistent when you feel like it and when you don't feel like it. It's about staying consistent when it doesn't look like it's working. Keeping it, it's consistent, stay aggressive. I want people to know how aggressive you have to be. And I know you know this. I'm saying you keep
It's kind of breaking up
aggressive.
a little.
I'm breaking up.
Yes, it's
Am I still
breaking.
breaking up?
Yes.
Is that better? Okay, you
um,
said move.
it's
I'm
it's still breaking up.
breaking up. Just breaking up. I'm just gonna need to move. Am I breaking up? I'm breaking up. Am I still breaking up?
It's getting better.
Better now?
Yes.
Better.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So you were asking, I think,
Some what is it? Some mistakes people make when building wealth, or and
oh, my, no, okay, yeah. I think not realizing how aggressive you have to be.
hmm
Like you can't just be like, oh, I tried that, it didn't work.
hmm
No, it's not that it didn't work. You just weren't willing to be aggressive enough. And I think probably not having the right team. It's really important that you have the right team. Some people you need to talk to about the weather outside and who won the game. And then other
hmm
people you need to be talking to about this deal and that deal and this deal. Because if you're going to become wealthy, it's very important that you're around people that you can continue to learn from
hmm
and that challenge your current way of doing things, right? Because you might feel like you're doing real good, and maybe you are, but just to remind yourself that there's more. So
hmm
having big thinkers, big dreamers around you, having a good accountant, having a good tax strategist, and I think that a lot of people talk about having therapists, but I think it's really important that you have people in your life that operate as performance coaches so that
hmm
they can kind of look at your life, how are you performing, and help to challenge you to perform at a greater level, whether that's mentally, how you process information, how long you stay on a problem versus how quick do you get to the solution. Like, I don't like to talk about problems. I really
hmm
don't. I like to talk about, okay, what's the solution? We know what the problem is, but now what is the solution? And let's put our
hmm
focus there.
Yes, I'm the same way. I'm definitely solution. Like, all
Yeah.
right, we didn't talked about the problem. Now, look what we gonna do about it.
What we better do? What we better do? Yeah.
Yes. So, what are some of the most profitable strategies you've used or seen work consistently?
I think investing every week.
hmm
Invest every week. I don't care, if you might be buying, $100 of Apple stock a week, Nvidia every week, and buying Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. I think the strategy has to be that every single week you have to learn how to pay yourself. So
hmm
anytime I get money in my hand, if somebody gives me $100,000 right now, I know right off the top, $10,000 is going to our church, then probably another 5,000 in offering,
hmm
then probably another 10,000 in maybe just a basic money market account, and then maybe I'll pay bills with the rest. But you have to pay yourself. You got to pay God first, then you got to pay yourself, then you pay DTE.
Yes.
Somebody trying to call me. So yeah, you got to get used to paying yourself. So you got to pay God first, then pay yourself, then pay consumers energy. You see what I'm
hmm
saying? That is
hmm
a biblical principle. The Bible says in Deuteronomy 28 that he will bless your storehouses. So that
hmm
means that if you don't have anything, if you don't have any stocks, if you don't have any crypto, if you don't have any real estate, you cannot ask God to multiply something that you do not have.
hmm
And so that's why the Bible says that he who learns how to steward little will be able to know how to steward much. Because if I give you $100 right now, but you can't pay God and then pay yourself, then pay your bills, you won't do it at $1,000. So I really feel very strongly about that wealth principle. Pay
hmm
yourself, pay God, pay yourself. And when I say pay yourself, that means you basically saying, I'm going to put, a percentage out of everything I get and buy some silver and buy some
hmm
gold or buy Ethereum. I'm not saying you got to buy all this stuff every single week. No. But you do need to say, okay, this week I'm focusing on Ethereum. Or maybe this month is just me and Ethereum.
hmm
Next month is just me and silver, so that eventually you have a very well focused, not a diversified portfolio. I don't believe in diversification. I think you need volume in order to really experience price appreciation. If I have, 5 stocks of 20 different things, when price appreciation goes up, I'm not going to really feel it. If I went in and got 100 stocks of
hmm
NVIDIA, 100 stocks of Apple, 100 stocks of SMCI, then I'm going to experience the price appreciation that will happen when price goes up. So I think that That's a main thing. Pay God, pay yourself, and then you can pay your bills and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Somebody in the comments said they want to learn to do that. I think you have a mentorship program for that, don't you? For stock.
I do. I do. I have one for stocks, crypto, and then just wealth analyzing, um, kind of the state of the union and what's happening in the world globally, because all these things impact food prices, gas prices, it impacts tariffs, as we know, and wanting to make sure that people understand those things, but how they can benefit from those things. I don't like war. I don't like tariffs. But if we're going to be in war and if we're going to have tariffs, then I need to know strategically, economically, how do I put myself in a position to advance from it? Because you got to understand that every war and every tariff is all about money. Why were we in Greenland? That was about wealth. Why were we in Venezuela? That was about wealth. And so the key is, what I tell black people is, listen, I don't like a lot of the moves that are happening either. But what we got to do is find out economically and strategically what plays should we be making right now so that when
Mm-hmm.
the war is over, when the tariffs come down, because they will, and the war will be over, you are greater for it economically opposed to just being mad that we were over there.
Mm. Yes, I need to join that
But
group.
yeah, I know, yeah. So it's jeweltankard.com, the Millionaires Club. So every single Monday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 Eastern, I get on for an hour, and sometimes we'll listen to different news reports. We'll do all kinds of things. Sometimes I have guests on, but I really make sure that we kind of talk about what's happening globally, economically, and what that means for us and how we need to position ourselves. And so every week before the end of that call, we're investing in a particular asset.
I love that.
And, and then my community for real estate is where I'm helping people find off market property, helping them pair them with contractors that they can choose from, and then helping them get it back on the market and sell it, or get tenants, Section 8 or VA tenants, to put in there where they can start getting cash flow every single month. Because I really want people to hold more than I want them to flip.
Mhm.
Flipping is great, I think, for single families, but for duplexes and above, they really need to keep those properties so that they can have cash flow coming in every single month.
Yes. Do you do the group homes or are you just renting them out
You
regular?
know what, girl? I looked into that, but you know what I kind of found, and I could be wrong, but I talked to about 4 investors that were doing the group homes, and most of them were there themselves acting as the director
Mhm.
because it's a lot of people management, and that's the part that people don't talk about. They talk about it's a lot of money made, and it is, but it's a lot. You got 2 people in the room that, have been through probably very traumatic things,
Mhm.
and so it can be very taxing, not just the people management, but then the staff. If the cook doesn't come in, the housekeeper doesn't come in. So it's a
Mhm.
lot of management and a lot of liability, insurance wise. Now, if you got a staff that you think, but the more I looked into it, because I was about to go get DWIN certified and talk to the agencies, girl, I was like, I'm about to do, man, I'm about to do, girl. The more I got into that thing, the more I was like, ooh, child, this. Every single one of my friends, I got 3 or 4 people, not
Mhm.
really friends, but associates. They're all like, listen, it's a lot of money, but we are in this thing doing the cooking ourselves or doing the laundry ourselves, and we have a staff, but it is a lot of work. It's not so hands off. I love long term and mid-term tenants because once that tenant is in there, you may hear from them every few months, for something, but for the most part, the money is turnkey, and I like the peace that's
Mhm.
associated with it.
Okay. So do
Are
you
you doing group homes?
you said what now?
Are you doing group homes? Are you interested in doing
I
them? Have you done
am.
a
I am
blueprint?
definitely interested in doing group homes. Right now, I'm
Okay.
just I have a multi-families too, and I'm just
Mhm.
renting it out. So yeah, I
It's
was
pretty.
interested
I
in
mean,
doing
once you
that.
get, don't you feel like once you get your tenants, it's pretty turnkey. It's pretty easy.
Yes, yes, yes,
Once you get them
yes.
stable, you know what I mean. You got to get them stable. Like when they first move in, it's like, oh, the water pressure or da da da. But once they're
Yes.
stable, it's pretty nice. But yeah, well, keep me posted on what you think. But I was so intensely excited about
Mhm.
doing it. But then after a couple meetings and lunches, I was like,
Mhm.
so keep me posted if you do it. And I'm just curious to see how that goes, that part of it. Because we know the money is amazing, but the
Mhm.
management of the staff and of the tenants there, that's the part that seems to be pretty intense.
Okay. And are you doing mostly Section 8 properties? You said?
Well, I probably have an equal amount of, like, I got one multifamily is all cash. And
Okay.
then I got another multifamily in Midtown that's half cash and half Section 8.
Okay. Okay.
So I'll probably say probably like 60% cash, 40% Section 8 VA.
Okay. And you don't have any issues out of the cash people at all?
No, no, no. You know what I've been doing?
Mm-hmm.
So I was managing, I had a couple property managers that I'm very grateful for, but we end up parting just because the cost associated with having them. And I'm very particular about how my properties are ran. I didn't want to use their teams. I want to use my teams because it's better. And then my chief operating officer, she found an app on AI that has allowed us to use that app, which is much better than Buildium. Most people use Buildium, but this app is clutch and
Mm-hmm.
it's easy. And so now I'm managing by myself, well, with the team, 25 doors. And I'm super grateful for that. It's pretty easy now because of the system that she set up.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, so yeah, this next run of 20 doors, I don't know if I'm going to manage those.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I've saved a lot of money. I increased my revenue by like 35, 35 to 40%
Mm.
since taking over.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because I know them
feeling,
property
feeling much
managers
better.
get pricey.
Child, and then pesticide, they want to add on everything, pesticide is supposed to be 150, but it's 250 because they had to throw their 100 on. I mean, it's a
Yes.
capitalist society, so I'm not mad. But I'm like, child,
Yes.
Mm-mm. Are you managing your own or do you have a property manager?
I manage my own. I actually am a property manager as well. I manage my clients'
Oh,
properties. Yeah.
oh, that's
But
dope.
I'm
That's dope.
interested to learn about that AI stuff. AI look coming up with all these different things nowadays.
I know, right? I know, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll be glad to show you.
All right. So, if you could give one piece of advice to someone ready to change their life financially, what would it be?
To make a decision that you're going to be wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
I think wealth is about a decision. You have to make a decision. I made a decision when I was living in a two-bedroom apartment driving a Ford Escort from Melfire Superstar. Back in the day, I made a decision then that I was going to be wealthy. I made a decision then I was going to live in a mansion. I made the decision then that I was going to drive nice cars and go amazing places. I made a decision then. I mean, I was blessed because my parents did very well as entrepreneurs, but I made a decision as a little girl. And so
Mm-hmm.
even when money wasn't there, even when I had to get on food stamps for a while with my baby girl, I had already made a decision. So my life today is a series of, first just the grace of God, because ain't none of us really smart enough to do it, right? Anything good that we'll ever be is going to be because of Jesus.
Yeah.
But I would say, I think just making a decision, even when I made mistakes, even when I got it wrong, I just knew that's okay. Just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And, hanging around people that inspire you, um, that see the best in you and are talking about the best of times and not the harder times. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's what you got to do. Because you can sit up and talk about, girl, you see them gas prices? Well,
Yes.
child, them gas prices are not, I'm not about to participate in any conversations of scarcity. I empathize with people because I know they don't know no better. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, no, abundance is all around me. Abundance is working for me. Abundance is working through me.
Mm-hmm.
And my life is going to be based on not a gas price, not White House, not a president, not none of that. I know people was broke up with Republicans and Democrats. I know people that were wealthy with Democrats and Republicans. It really wasn't based on a party or what's happening in the economy is really what's based on happening in your mind. So do the work on your mind. So most days I'm watching podcasts on interviews with billionaires. Before this, I was watching a podcast with Kim McElroy, who is a mentor of mine who owns 10,000 units. And I was watching him and Grant Cardone talk about multifamilies. So I spend my days listening to things where increase and abundance are concerned. I mean, I like music like everybody else, but I don't listen to a lot of music, maybe in the morning worship, but during the day, I'm on purpose very intentional about filling my mind with things that empower me and equip me and prepare me for so much more.
Mhm. I need to start listening to podcasts and stuff.
Girl, yeah, it's so expansive because it just reminds you like there's a whole world out here
Mhm.
that's amazing, and everybody's not struggling.
Mhm.
And everybody is not going through. There are some people that have come out and they're staying out. You want to hang
Mhm.
out with some people. I don't want to keep talking about your problems. That's why you got them. You start your conversation with the issues that you're having. Stop. Challenge yourself. Start your conversation with the goodness of God and what's happening in your life that's good and all the things that's happening right.
Mhm.
Everybody's got challenges. What's the difference between the person who has just as many challenges, maybe more, but they are just thriving
Yes. What you gonna do about it?
and you're focused?
Yes. I love it. Thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Okay.
Is it anything we missed that you want to tell the people and that you want to share with us?
Yeah, I would say go all in on your dreams. Go all in. Obsess. Be very intentional. Be very intentional about your relationships. Make sure the relationships that you have are adding value. If they don't, you got to cut them off
Mm-hmm.
because every person in your life should be making you better,
Mm-hmm.
like significantly better. Significant. It should be like, dang, since you connected with, dang, since you connected with
Mm-hmm.
her, you up, bruh. Like it need to be like that. It don't need to be like, yeah, we cool. Yeah, we all right. We kick it sometime. No, Like I'm not in that. We kick it sometime. If we kicking it sometime, it need to be some M's on that thing.
I love that because that's what I've literally been on lately. Like, I do not want to be talking about nothing. I want to be talking about getting some money.
It impacts every area of your life. It impacts whether or not you're gonna live. I don't know where people want to live. But it impacts whether you go to Whole Foods or whether you go to whatever. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like it impacts the zip code you live in. It impacts the gas you put in your car. It impacts whether you complain about gas or you don't even know what gas is because
Yeah.
you just put it in there. It's a resource. It's not based on that. So you got to keep your vision bigger than your money because
Mm-hmm.
your money is going to follow vision. But if
Mm-hmm.
your vision is small, you have little money. But if your vision is big, you're going to find yourself keep running into a serious flow of cash consistently because your vision requires it. It's like my
Mm-hmm.
husband. We first took me out on a date. We went had a $300 lunch because I need him to know I'm expensive. I am
Yes, I
expensive.
love it.
Like I'm not complaining. I'm not apologizing. I am very expensive. So, so if you bought that life, we're gonna be good. If you're not, then I'm not going to be for you because I'm not getting ready to compromise what I really want. And just ask yourself, what do I really want?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And just don't relent. Don't back up.
Yes. Oh, this was really good. Oh my goodness, I love it.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
so much for
having
dropping
me.
these gems. You was dropping gems tonight. If they missed
Thank you.
it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
If you missed it, you can watch this live replay in my link in my bio in the House Dealer Hub. Thank you again for joining me tonight, Jewel. Where
Thank
can people
you.
find you?
Okay, so everything Jewel Tankard, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, which I need to get more active on, but in theory there. But really, TikTok and Instagram are my main two places.
Um,
YouTube and website is jeweltaker.com. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
What's